Meeting with a PANDEF delegation at the presidential villa, Tinubu reaffirmed his confidence in the judiciary, emphasizing that Nigeria is a nation governed by the rule of law. The president also disclosed that he has personally advised Governor Sim Fubara to prioritize peace, warning that political stability is essential for both the state and the nation. Speaking earlier, King Alfred Dietis Amayanabo of Swan Brass Kingdom and co-chairman of the PANDEF Board of Trustees thanked the president for his commitment to South-South well-being and appointments given to Niger Delta indigents.
Yes, Niger Delta is the goose that lays the golden egg. But don't kill the goose. Otherwise, it means the golden egg permanently. Are you being raised? I got your signal. And I got your concern. Particularly concerning River State. I've been on it for quite some time. I moved on it before now. I foresee this crisis festering for too long before I entered into it. We reached an agreement, written agreement. Both our parties signed. Some leaders thought the governor of Rivers State was wrong to have signed, but they didn't implement. Where do we find ourselves today? So this is a nation of rule of law. I should not be here as the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria if there's no rule of law. I have total confidence in our judiciary. Expectations, human beings that make errors. But when we say Supreme Court is spoken, that's it. Please go back home and help him implement those recommendations within the shortest possible time.
We of the Niger Delta are here to pay you a courtesy visit and to reassure you of our loyalty and determination to give every assistance to your government to see that we join in the task of rebuilding and brand new Nigeria. We approve your appointments and the style of the government, and we would like to say categorically that you are an action man.
All right, well, those are the latest developments, comments from the president regarding the situation in Rivers State, that there's still a big question mark hanging. Is this the end? Is this the beginning of a new chapter?
You see, I disagree with President Tinubu. The so-called agreement President Tinubu said Fubara should sign was a death warrant. It's the same death warrant that they're trying to execute now. What was the bone of contention initially? They talk about impeachment. Then the lawmakers defected to be able to get everything ready. That agreement was not an assurance against impeachment. That agreement was cede all the powers to the lawmakers and they'll come back and hurt you. So it was an agreement that was going to hurt Fubara. And that's why a lot of people said no. And even the circumstances at which he signed it, a lot of people said he was pretty much forced to sign it. That was not the solution. Then we went through the rigmarole of the courts. There are still many cases in the court as regards even determination in the Federal High Court as regards the fate of the lawmakers. Then we had the Supreme Court judgment, which I have read extensively here, what Chidi Adukalu did say about the judgment. But we must respect the rule of law. But in also respecting the rule of law, the high-handedness of these lawmakers. The governor wrote a letter, they rebuffed the governor. APC is crying so heavily. Tony Okocha issued a statement saying they should go ahead, nail him, impeach. Emeka Beke, another factional APC chairman in Rivers, because APC is also divided, said we should not listen to Tony Okocha. There are no assurances anywhere that these lawmakers, once they put their foot on the ground, they will not move for the jugulars of Fubara. Because it's a power play in the first place, and we know who they align with. And that's why the people are irate. That's why the Niger people are being vocal. And Kyo Briggs came here the other day, and that's it. It's just like the Russian-Ukrainian situation. It's not that Ukraine does not want peace, but we are saying, where are the assurances? Where are the ironclad assurances that Russia will not invade again? Now they've pushed the ball into the Russian court. Let's see what Russia will do. The same Russia that broke the Minsk agreement, the same Sergei Lavrov that was part of the signing of the Budapest Memorandum. Exactly what is happening in Rivers here. Once these lawmakers consolidate, definitely will go for the jugulars of Fubara, and that's always been the grouse, even with the Rivers elders.
Okay, yesterday, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu met with leaders from the Niger Delta region while he was breaking his fast with some governors, military chiefs, political leaders, and PANDEF, the Pan-Niger Delta Forum, was part of that occasion. And it was in the course of that he made the statements that he made about Rivers State. I would like first to interrogate the statements made by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. In the first place, he talked about adherence to the rule of law. Well, you cannot fault him on that. Adherence to the rule of law is important. He was saying that what the courts have said should be respected, and that once the courts pronounce, in this particular case, the Supreme Court, that, the sanctity of the rule of law is important. Now, at the level of the instant case and at the level of principle, we assume that President Tinubu has by that gesture merely declared the commitment of his administration to the rule of law. What is the rule of law in this case? The Supreme Court has ruled in the Rivers State case that the March 2024 local government elections conducted by Governor Fubara are illegal. 2, that his presentation of budget to a former member of the Rivers State House of Assembly led by Honorable Jumbo is also illegal, null and void, invalid. 3, that the 27-member pro-Wike Amewule faction of the Rivers State House of Assembly have not lost their seats. Now, Governor Fubara before now had already given an indication that he will abide by the decision of the Supreme Court. Yesterday, he reiterated the point that this is in the interest of peace in the state. But the president reminded him that he should be humble and he must learn to stoop to conquer. The president's statement about stoop to conquer is very instructive for me as a student of literature. I used to teach a course titled Shakespeare and His Contemporaries. I don't know whether it was as a graduate assistant in Ibadan or at Ogun State University as it then was. Now, She Stoops to Conquer was written by Oliver Goldsmith. I think this was during the reign of King George III. And it says, look, when you find yourself in a tumultuous situation, you can gain victory by stooping to conquer. No problem. That's a canonical statement in literature. However, my problem with President Tinubu is that he seemed to have talked only about Fubara How about his own minister, Wike, who is said to be the, principal source of, aspect, if you don't like source, of the crisis in Rivers State? I do not think in the reports that I have read that he made mention of the role of Nyesom Wike, his own minister. But it was Chief Ankyo Briggs, who brought up the point and said that, look, the president must call Minister Wike to question that a past governor cannot be controlling the affairs in Rivers State, which was a major issue. I'll run very quickly now. Time is always a problem. Now, at that occasion also, you had members of the Rivers Elders Forum, led by Chief Rufus George, former governor of the state. And, Chief Rufus George was saying that, look, all the gladiators should sheath their swords in the interest of the people of Rivers State. And I think I support that also. However, there was another group saying that there are some people who don't want peace. There was a group purportedly led by Tony Okocha, whom I think one man, described as self-styled chairman of the APC. There are other groups who are saying there's a group called SIM Group Worldwide Group for SIM, whatever, who are saying any attempt to impeach SIM, Fubara, the governor, will lead to chaos in the state. That should be the focus of the conversation. Who are those people who want to cause chaos? Who are those people who are saying that Fubara must still be impeached, even when he says he has eaten the humble pie? He has more or less submitted to the will of the Godfather. Godfatherism being a major problem in Nigerian politics. What we're seeing playing out is that Minister Wike has had his way. The anti-Fubara forces have succeeded. And President Tinubu is supporting that coalition. And that is why the point made by Ankyo Briggs yesterday is very important. What do we all want? Peace in Rivers State. Stability in Rivers State. Because the people who are being short-served are the people of Rivers State. If they don't get federal government allocation, there will be no development, even if Fubara has been launching one event, inaugurating one thing after another. For how long can it sustain that? So this is the issue in Rivers State, and I think that good reason will prevail at the end of the day. I will reserve my comments, which will be extensive also, on